And he knew it, and I was kind of like, oh, "That's weird." Yeah.
When you're ready, sir.
All right, let us
Um,
begin.
There we go.
All right, we are recording.
Oh,
Hi.
we're on. I'm gonna.
Hi. Hi.
You may or may not have expected me, but I figured I'd join because I didn't. I saw that you'd sent me the agenda. So if you need me to go away, just let me know.
I can't even see.
That's Felicia.
We can't.
Oh,
can't
I
hear.
can't see.
You're muted, guys.
Yeah, you're muted.
We are.
Okay. Aaliyah's working on it. Also, Aaliyah, who's in the control room, we're not able to see the Zoom out here, so we'll have to cut between them, please.
And I did send it to Felicia because I didn't know she was going to be joining us. That's
There
why.
we go.
Because normally she does.
It
So.
says you're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
You can't hear us?
It's probably these mics probably aren't plugged in yet.
No,
No,
they're
I could hear
they're
her.
good. Give me 1 second. I'll check. Make sure she's.
Was that
Oh, I
weird?
think I just heard something then.
Hello. Hello, do you
Oh,
hear us?
and this,
Hi, there we go.
and we're
You
recording
hear
Yeah.
I
this.
was like, I heard that.
Yeah, we're recording this, so this should serve as minutes. But I also think that we can transcribe. Zoom has an ability to transcribe what we're saying. Did you hear that? I was saying that Zoom has the ability to transcribe what we're saying.
I think she's gonna turn it on though
Yeah.
on Zoom. Yeah.
I can just confirm that the AI companion turned on.
Can you hear us? No.
Loud and clear.
Oh, can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Is this my stuff?
There's a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
And you can take a page. I brought the statement because I sent it late. Cash flows.
Oh,
and then
okay,
I don't, that was
And
out
then
there, but
that's-
that was part of the email. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I printed everything
Yeah,
out
can you-
because
I
I
meant
hate
to bring my
to get my laptop.
tablet, but I
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you? Yeah.
You want? What do you want?
Anything that
Here's
you
something.
don't have.
This meeting is being recorded.
Whoa!
And
Heard
what's,
that.
And then what's the please? Thank you. Thanks. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, right.
Finances.
So it was a budget that I believe I have
We did our best.
right.
That's all right. We'll be all right. All right. I'm going to call this meeting to order. It is now 7:12 on April 16th, the third Thursday of the month. Welcome, everybody. I will call since we do not have a clerk, since we don't have a clerk tonight, I will just do a simple roll call. So when you hear your name, just please say here or not. We'll start with virtual. Hilda is here.
Here.
Jenny,
Here.
Jonathan,
Here.
Eden,
Here.
Emmanuel are here. So thank you. We have and actually from the staff, we also are being joined by Felicia and obviously the executive director Tina. We have a sufficient amount of members of the board to conduct quorum. We have a sufficient amount of board members, and we have a quorum, so we will begin. We will now move on to the second agenda item, which is public comment. Seeing that there are no members of the public, we're going to move right on. So we are going to move on to agenda item number 3, which is the approval of the March minutes. I know that they were sent out. I believe Lori had sent them out yesterday. So give it a few moments to review. And then after that, I will entertain any motions.
What is it? Motion to approve?
Second.
All right. On Jenny's motion, seconded by Jonathan, we'll just do a simple voice vote. All those in favor to approve the March minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. And so we will move on to the executive director report, and I will turn this over to Tina.
I'm just kidding. Hey, how's it going, peeps? Yeah, so I sent my executive director report along with the strategic plan update and some other documentation for the board to review. So I will just I had to post it on my desk to go with the good things this week. To start off with that, I will say we were very busy today here at UMA. It was awesome. We had, I think, 2 different podcasts, equipment pickups. Rep Steve Oltrino was here
Oh,
for one of
good.
the podcasts. YWCA, Malden River Works was here. So it's been a very busy time here at UMA with membership and stuff. So
Good.
those are good things. So.
Good. I guess I will. I'll start, and I will say that I will commend that if that's true about the podcast studio for under $1,500. That is huge. Obviously, given where we are monetarily, right? So I'll start off by one good thing of saying that that's good. One other thing that I noticed, but I guess I'll just ask, is that I did read about the health insurance and all that, the rising costs of that, and so I must ask: is that a monthly expense that's going to keep going up? Is this yearly that
It's an
we're starting
annual
at?
expense that's
Okay.
broken out into a monthly payment.
Okay. And so we shouldn't we shouldn't see, like, obviously 1 month it increases by 2%.
No,
and so
it's
on.
a set cost for over the next 12 months. Our health insurance just renewed this month. I will share that we don't have a broker, and so that is on my agenda to
Oh,
to
okay.
identify. We have exceptional health insurance here, which is one of the small benefits that we can offer our team, but it is worth reviewing and seeing if there's some middle ground that we can come upon to alleviate some of that financial strain on the organization. So I'll be working on that before our new renewal, because we're locked in now until April of next year. So,
Okay.
So April of 2027?
mhm.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I ran out of time. You know.
Yeah.
So
No, it's something to think about too. I mean, I was reading that, and then I saw that, and that caught my attention because where I am right now too, we're also kind of going through that as well. I know every organization is going through rising costs of,
Every person.
you know, exactly.
mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, even the city of Malden is dealing
Right.
with a rising cost of health insurance, right?
Right.
So
Right.
we, that, and the utilities have been
Well, that was going to ask.
quite
Yeah.
ridiculous
Yeah.
here, especially as much energy saving items we put into the facility.
This is not us.
Doesn't.
It's a
Right,
company.
but it used to be just a line item in our
Right.
budget, and now it's an area I need to, like, figure out how we're gonna pay, right? So
Have you thought about putting? I mean, I know I can do this for residential. I don't know if it's different for business, but have you thought about putting yourself on a payment plan so at least you know that it's
it's
consistent?
not advantageous
To do
for
that,
us to
really.
do that because the difference is so significant.
Oh wow.
On different months, so I don't see. But just an example, last month we spent over $3,000 just in utilities here. You know, that seemed, and last year or 2 years ago, it was like, $1,500.
Wow.
So it's almost doubled.
Wow. And there's, I mean, it's only going to go up obviously
Mhm.
through the summer months, right? There's no, I mean, I know Felicia's not here and she's just kind of listening in, but I don't know if there's no grants that cover
We're
that.
gonna look at
or
everything.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna look at
okay.
everything. I want to be as transparent as possible with the board with where our financial situation is, and so I try to highlight everything that comes across
Yeah,
my desk.
yeah.
And I might not have an immediate answer, but I think I'm trying to say I'm aware,
Yeah.
and it's on the list, sort of thing. So yeah.
Tina did mention it to me, so she asked me to sort of come up with possible resources or places we could reach out, and so it's on my list to look into, because there might be something we could do through the chamber. There might be something the city might offer that could help reduce our costs, or there might be help out there. I just gotta, I gotta do more research. But she did bring it to my attention.
Anything else?
On my end, no.
Can you refresh me with what the 15,000 invoice submitted to MAPC for the completion of the 3-year? Okay. Refresh all that.
So I always
Forget
like
it.
to use their acronym because it takes me a minute. The Metropolitan Area Planning
The council,
Council, I think it is.
right?
I call them MAPC. So we
Yep.
signed a contract with them last year for $30,000 to help them with their warming project. What did I say? What it called? I thought I
Cooling
called it the
communication.
cooling communications. Thank you. Aaliyah has been the lead in that project and has been doing an extraordinary job. So I sent them an invoice last week, a couple weeks ago, outlining everything we've hit per our memorandum of agreement, and asked for half of those funds to be allocated to us. So we should have another $15,000 coming in from them before the end of the year or sometime in July. So yeah, so that was the big contract we signed last year that we were very excited about, and the direction that we want to continue to move in. So yeah,
Okay.
so which is why our general operating grants line item was so large this year, because we had already signed that contract. So yeah. Any other questions from my report?
I do want to say, sorry. not to
Go
jump-
ahead.
I do want to also say, going back to me, that the playback system is very nice to read. That there was a lot of positive
Yes.
feedback by
Yeah.
that, so I'm
Yeah.
actually very happy to read. And obviously, looking at that, right? I mean, I think that's just Zoom, but
That's
thinking
the-
about what you were
yeah.
saying about how the playback feature and how it could do different,
Yeah.
like split screens and stuff. So I'm glad that there's been positive feedback with that implementation of that new technology, or new whatever you want to call it.
It's opened so many doors for this organization, and alleviated so many minutia things that just suck up time. I asked both Aaliyah and James to provide feedback because they are the two that use it the most. I have an extensive background on it from my previous position, and I have kind of stepped in a little bit to kind of beef out like our bulletin board system. But knowing that it has made the team's job easier has been incredible.
Huge. Yeah.
So that's super important to me.
Yes.
And it is, you literally can log on from anywhere now and deal with it. And there's more coming down the pipe. So we're still working on getting our closed captioning activated. We'll be closed captioning all of our public meetings. That's our priority. And then our our board meetings will be closed captions as well. And then anything additional we have left over, we'll continue to try to beef out. School board meeting too. So yeah.
I was happy to see that you are engaged with Gallery 57 and Creative Malden. I think that's awesome.
Sandy's great too.
When I return from vacation too, I'm prioritizing scheduling a coffee date with Marianne Cohen from the chamber as well. So I'm trying to, when I can find a few minutes in my schedule, trying to do a little bit of outreach. So as I mentioned in my report, I attended the CCC gala last week, so
Nice.
that we could have a face from UMA supporting Anne as she received her award, and just being able to talk to people there. So yeah.
I see the Malden High Alumni Association is also, right, the biannual.
Yeah, we just found out today that they're gonna pass on having us record it, but they brought their flyer in today. Arlene from the Alumni Association mentioned she really she's working on connecting me with Jim Valenti from the high school,
Oh, good.
and is really excited about our organization and what we can do in our community. So
Cool.
very supportive.
Cool.
That's great.
I don't know, in the virtual world, Hilda, Felicia, if anybody wants to chime in, as opposed to letting me and Jonathan just take over that whole
Well,
conversation.
it would just be Hilda, really.
You guys hit a lot of the key points. The playback system, we have some real revenue coming in with the 15K. The 3-year operating budget looks completed. The 10-year capital plan is now in place. The rising operating costs, you guys hit that, needs monitoring with the health insurance and the utilities. UMA's visibility is increasing through the partnerships and events from what I can see. And, board volunteer support is needed due to the staffing constraints from what I got from the ED.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You don't have any questions?
No questions.
Eden?
I mean, there might not be any update, but I didn't think I saw anything on the summer program and numbers there.
Thank you for asking. You did not get an update because there's been nothing
Okay.
to update.
Okay.
John and I were talking earlier, and next week is spring vacation. We have a whole social media campaign scheduled to launch for that, And we're also going to start pushing the deadline for early signups.
Okay.
And it's my intention to potentially think about extending the early discount just past May 15th, because Maplewood Fest is May 16th, and that's a very family friendly event. So
Yeah, and then if it's the weekend, right, then maybe
Yeah.
just giving
Yeah.
people Saturday, Sunday.
just a
I
few
don't know.
few
Yeah.
extra
Yeah.
days or hours.
Yeah.
So we haven't made that determination
Okay.
yet, but so there's been no new signups, but
Right.
a lot of traffic and interest, and we've been planning. So
Okay, great.
yeah, I mean, we still do have 2 more months before 3 months almost before we even do them. So I think we nailed it on the head this year. So I will say I printed off like 160 more brochures.
Okay.
That are out front, and we're just been folding them when we have time. So they're out front if anyone wants to take a stack. Take the unfolded ones. Do the extra work.
The events that we're gonna have, that we'll have tables at, or events that are coming up, what I used to do is put source codes on things. So what I might do is like take a stack of 10 flyers and bring them to an event with a tiny little source code on it. So then I can kind of track, like we got a lot of traction at Pints on Pleasant, or we got a lot of traction at the Green Fair, or we get a bunch of signups from Maplewood Fest. So then when we're thinking about going out to these different events, it's always good to be out in the community, but maybe there's other audiences that we're really hitting with these events as well. So
What's the source code?
That's a great question.
QR.
Yeah, QR.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking she's talking about.
You're
Like the
using your
QR code.
phone and then
Do you
getting
just
the
you
PDF.
can you create your own for that?
Yes, so like, if I'm gonna go to Pints on Pleasant, I might write POP and the date of the event, and then that way when someone signs up, I'll be like, can you just tell me where you found this flyer, and I'll be able to track it that way. So I'll figure out a mechanism that when people are signing up, I'll ask them to, what's the source code, and it will be something obvious that they can give me.
Is this? I'm maybe way off base because I don't have kids, but is this something you can engage schools with and have them announce it, or
Yeah.
post it, or
Yeah, we could share it with the principals and they could put it on
Yeah.
their like monthly reports or
I
like
think-
activities.
I would have to check with Aaliyah on this, but I think we did send it to the superintendent's office or somebody that would, get it out there. And we have been focusing a little bit more on the social media groups.
Mhm.
So, parents of Moldonians or whatever. And
Sure.
I'm not hip like that, but somebody here is. So we've been focusing on trying to do that. And then we've also been doing a specific focus, or going to be doing a specific focus for the first 14 to 17-year-old group, because we have not had any signups or engagement for that. So we're just trying to see, are they not engaging, or are they busy, or what, is the time not right? The feedback that I've gotten is most teenagers aren't kind of really thinking about that time right now, because they're,
Yeah.
Right.
they got a lot going on. So,
Yeah.
so we're gonna try to do some specific marketing to that age group and their parents. So,
Cool.
You can send something out through the chamber too.
yeah, we've been meaning to do a blurb in the chamber, but again, we're in such a good position right now. Let's talk next month about what we really have to push. So, yeah.
Cool.
I think the early release was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I just want to keep that momentum.
yes, no, I understand. I'm not letting it die on the vine. I can tell you that.
No, I know you're not. I saw the post today.
Yeah, I saw it today too. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook.
And I just wanted to make a clarification on what Hilda said. I have presented drafts of a 3-year operating budget and a 10-year capital plan budget. We haven't we haven't defined those yet.
There's concepts of a plan.
Concepts, yes,
Yeah.
the drafts.
You got it.
So-
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
gets that joke. Yeah, the concepts.
I mean, I would love it if you guys want to go ahead.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, the concepts of a plan.
Yeah. So, just clarity, just clarifying.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And then I actually should ask, is this, the events, are they going under new business, or should we just talk about them under the ED?
I was gonna put them on the new business, but if you wanna talk about them now, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just gonna bring them up in new business.
However, you're
Yeah,
running
why
the
don't we,
meeting.
yeah, why don't we just wait till
Okay.
new business?
You're running the meeting, sir.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if there was something specific that you wanted to get to now.
No.
Okay. All right.
I was just kind of segueing because we were talking about stuff, so.
We'll hold that energy. All right. Any last thoughts, comments, opinions? If not, we'll roll right into the finance report, and I'll turn this over to Eden.
So I attached very late, I'm sorry, a statement of cash flows. I did see all the budget stuff, so I didn't know if we wanted to spend like more time focusing on that, or at least looking at that, but I did provide a statement of cash flows. There's also a different sheet that gives like, it's the balance sheet, but that gives like the I think the holdings of the building, like it's just not actual cash that's like liquid, so I felt like the statement of cash flows is what I've given in the past and what I provided here. So it's from July 1st, which I believe is the start of the fiscal year of last year, through April 16th. And it says cash at end of period of 50,000. I can't even read, 613 spot 41. So I don't really have anything to add, like in terms of like detail, but I just provided the statement. So
I guess my question is, when can we start putting money into a contingency? And I know we don't want to just throw 25 grand in, but when could we like put a couple grand in?
into a
like-
rainy day, like a
Yeah.
rainy day
Yeah.
fund.
And do we have a plan for that, or are we just kind of, when we have money, doing
Maybe
that?
that's something to put in the budget as well. Like
It is, it is.
Yeah, I think I saw it.
Right.
I can speak to that if you don't mind
Yeah,
me
no,
stepping
absolutely,
in.
go right
So I didn't feel like we were being overly ambitious when we approved 25K this year, because I knew we were righting the ship. I knew we were gonna need to be aggressive with our savings to offset things. And then real life happens, and so we fronted money to the Aero Condo Association we're waiting back for. We're waiting for $30,000 to come in from a grant. We upped our paid productions, but we're waiting on checks for that. So
Is cable funding out of this too, or is this like with this
no, we
that
do
won't be
not do
cash?
any savings with cable money. It's all donations,
Operating,
fundraising,
right.
that kind of thing. So we can't like literally save our operating funds for savings. As far as I know, Felicia could probably fact check me on that. But so the reality of the situation is that there's like, I would say roughly 25K floating out
Floating,
there that should be put in our contingency fund. Now we probably won't see the next round of cable funding until the end of May-ish sometime, which I budgeted for. And for the first time since I have been here, we are not going to run out of money before this is very first time, first quarter
Wow.
That's
So
huge,
end of
yeah.
May is when the cable funding.
should be
Should
in our
That's-
bank
that's
account.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's much emphasis. I mean, I think that's kind of
That's amazing.
yeah. I mean, like I think that's not getting the attention it deserves,
Yeah.
which is
So,
like that's
so in
huge,
the past,
yeah.
you've depleted before new money has come in, and this year you're
In the
not.
past, I have grown almost an ulcer in my stomach
Yeah.
trying to balance. Am I gonna get the cable funds before before the next pay period? Like it has been an incredibly stressful situation every time, and this is the
Just
first
like
time.
waiting for which checks
which
are gonna
one's
clear.
which one's gonna
Yeah,
come
right,
first?
right.
Yeah.
Do I pay the health insurance
Right.
or do I wait a month to do it? Like
get
there's
hit with
you
the
just have to
penalty,
the cash flow has always been an issue since the day I stepped through the door. So to not have that issue and to be able to help take care of the association and know that we've got more money than I had actually budgeted for coming in the fundraising aspects, that's righting the ship, that's building the foundation, that's figuring things out, right? So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's great news.
So when do we start throwing
Yes,
money
so the
into
question is,
contingency fund?
so that is proposed in the 3-year.
It's like this is great, but you haven't answered my question
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Call me a politician.
Yeah.
So you'll see it in the 3-year proposed budget that we have.
Oh, okay.
The contingency as a line item. My hope and intention is when we get the next round of cable funding and I do the math to see if we're gonna get through the next 3.5 months.
Mhm.
And if there's money in that pot, that's exactly where it's going.
Cool. All right. Awesome.
So, yeah.
We're
I'm
at that
still
point.
hoping I can get close to 25K before the end of our fiscal year.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
No, I think it's amazing that we're at the point where we can actually think about putting it in, because I
Exactly.
appreciate the fact that you were thinking about it, 2 years ago or a year ago,
Mhm.
whatever it was, and now we're actually possibly doing it. So
Yeah.
that's, like I say, progress.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Cool.
And I don't know if, so we don't have the budgets on the agenda, so I don't know if you want to talk about them briefly here. No action at all, and it's up to you. Or you can put it under new business, whatever you want to do.
What do you think? Think we should talk about it? I mean, when does the budget have to be done by?
Well,
June 30th,
officially, it
right?
needs to be approved by June.
July. June 30th, right?
Yeah.
For
Well,
July 1st.
it has to be approved by the June meeting date, yes. So I'm giving it to you now. I'm giving it to you. I figured we have to talk about it next month
Let's do that.
Talk about next month.
Let's
and approve it, but I just, there's a couple things that I wanted to open it up because I don't know. There,
we
there'll
don't have-
probably be questions.
And we don't have our full board either without
No.
Lori being here, so
Mhm.
when we table that discussion till May.
Okay, that's not what I was asking, but yeah.
I mean, we can talk about it, right? We like, I don't know.
I just wanted to highlight a few things
Yeah,
I
I
gave you,
think that's
basically.
That's fine, go ahead,
That's
yeah,
fine.
that's
Yeah.
fine, then go ahead.
So, as I mentioned earlier, what I provided, I provided the board a 3-year proposed strategic plan, operating plan, budget. And I also provided the 10-year capital improvements plan that Seth from Medison provided to us. Since that time, I have spoken with Ron Hogan at the city to really understand what's happening with our cable funding, how we're funding. They are going through the negotiation process right now with Verizon. And I have been asked to sort of expand on that plan and really paint the picture of what our capital needs are. So I started working on that today, so I will finish it when I get back. But I have a really good solid statement happening and budgets happening. And the nice thing is that Ron asked me from the city, this is really fantastic, but it's all equipment, right? So you still got your facility to deal with, you still got, ADA compliance that we want to deal with, you have your general capital expenditures, and then your, like your HVAC and your electric and all of that. So I was like, that's a really fantastic point. Let me get back to it. So I am working on reducing it to a 5-year plan and focusing my energy on providing that information to the city so that they can go into the negotiations in good faith. And so I would not recommend approving any type of capital plan at this point until we can get all of that worked out. The secondary thing I wanted to say about the budget that I provided, I gave you our current budget and where we're at as of March 15th. There were some extenuating circumstances this year, so like we prepaid all of our condo fees for next year. So
I was gonna ask, yeah.
we got 2 very large donations this year that we don't want to, count on, that kind of stuff. So when you're reviewing this, please note that I accounted for the continued decline of cable funding because I don't think I've ever shared it with you, but I keep a projection sheet now. I have stuff from 2022 and I just update it every time money comes in. So I really thought it would level off. It's not going to, and people continue to cut off their cable. This projection that I have by fiscal year 2028 is a very real situation. So I just wanted to give you a little context as you move forward and look at things, and I thought it was important to give you a physical copy too, because I always like to take notes next to things. So yeah, that's it
Cool.
on the budget.
I think for the next meeting, we put that on the
We
agenda.
really have to,
discuss
yeah.
those.
Because, okay,
We will need to,
yeah,
yes,
you have to. Okay.
because I need an approved budget
Yeah.
by June,
Yep.
so.
Okay. All right. Eden, do you have anything else that you want
No.
to add? Okay. Any questions? Any other questions or comments about what we've just heard so far at this point? Seeing none, hearing none, we'll move on. Any subcommittee reports? Any subcommittees that have to report out? Everybody is in their committees, so.
Yeah, Neighborhood View met Tuesday, and
I see that they've been very active, by the way. I see that
very active.
the social media here in UMA has been sharing a lot of Neighborhood View articles, and they've been very active, which I've been quite pleased to see that they're very much timely in a lot of their articles and news reports, however you want to call it.
Yeah, no, Ann was saying she's got a really good team with Lorna Gary and Kim, I can't remember her last
Brooks.
name. Brooks,
Yeah.
right.
Soccer player.
So they've been solid, helping her out, put everything out and doing the city council
Mhm.
meetings, which is great. The other big thing I think is amazing is that anybody can go on an article and translate.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we need to get that out to people to get more people to the website, because it's just, you can just click the language you want to see it in and it shows up. It's a Google Translate thing. So I think that that's really awesome, especially in Malden with so many ethnicities here. So that's good. Yeah, things are good. We're looking at, Felicia, you can say something about this, but we're looking at a funding resource from Cummings. We'll see if we can get that. We're supposed to meet a few weeks, maybe it's Felicia.
Yeah, we're gonna schedule
Felicia.
something
Not you.
and we'll talk about their priorities, we'll talk about how Neighborhood View can fit into that. And the July 1st deadline is to submit a letter of inquiry. So that's kind of the first stage. So I think, knowing Ann is a great writer, knowing you've got a good team, it'll really be me bringing the knowledge about Cummings Foundation, but probably it will be a collaborative effort writing the letter of inquiry and sort of what the letter of inquiry would need to provide. And then you kind of, they go through the process and then you get invited to submit a bigger proposal at some point. But I promise to, next week I'm gonna sit down and look at the calendar and get something on a calendar that we can all sit down and meet and talk about.
Oh, cool. All right. Any other subcommittee updates? Seeing none, hearing none. We'll move on. All right. We are going to old business, and we are going to kick this back over. I know you put some of this in your ED report, but obviously we want to keep the strategic plan on the old business, so I will turn this over to you, Tina.
Yeah, I also included in my plethora of documentation a separate document that was a strategic plan update. So, any questions?
I got none. I've got none.
In the interest of trying to keep these meetings, streamlined, I'm trying to provide
That's
the
great.
board with as much information as possible. As far as the public goes, I try to put my ED reports on as soon as we have the meeting. I don't necessarily always do a separate report for the strategic plan, so it would be at the board's discretion if you want me to put this as well on the website. We would just need to create an area in our document center for that. So we don't even have a strategic plan on the website, so might.
Yeah,
I think it's worth conversation. I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
not
maybe something
tonight,
more
but
offline. Yeah. I was just gonna say, I'll just say it out loud that every organization I've been a part of, I don't think we've ever put the strategic plan
I don't
out
think I've
there,
seen it either.
Right, I've never seen it. I shouldn't say I've never, but from my past experiences, I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, that's more like an internal.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I feel that most people who are on the outside looking in may not understand everything, right? So,
Yeah.
but that can be more of a offline conversation further,
Absolutely.
right?
Sure.
But And I, like I said, I have, sorry, go ahead.
I'll just circle back to see if anyone has any questions on the report I sent in.
No, looks like you're tracking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Mean I'm doing my job? What? Yeah, it's actually really helpful for me to see this, and I just realized now, Felicia, I should start sending this to the entire team, so we can all see all the work that we've been implementing and getting done, because I don't think that we do that as well as we could, or should. So I'm gonna start sending these to the team too, so. Sorry. Anyone else, any questions?
I'm okay for right now. Anybody else? All right, we'll move on to the Institute of Trustee reports. I know that was a conference from last month. I believe it was Jenny, you went, right?
What did, sorry.
No, who,
Stopped for a second.
now it's escaping me who went to the Institute
Which,
of Trustee.
oh, no, yeah, I
Zoom.
did a few of the.
Felicia, right? Felicia was there as well too, right?
It was
No,
Hillary
no,
and
no,
I.
Hilda, that's all right. So
Hilda,
I thought,
sorry.
all right. So I wasn't going crazy. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like Hilda. I'm like, I can't remember who was there. So
Yeah.
all right.
I was just waiting for you to get
We
it.
both
so.
have. We both have. I'm actually, there's one that I still need to watch.
Okay.
But luckily they record them, so.
Okay. So talk to us. Yeah. What's
Yeah, no, Hilda, I bet, and Hilda took copious notes, I know.
Yeah, I took some notes. So since our last meeting, I've completed several more Institute for Trustee sessions. These workshops were full of practical tools, not theory, but things board can actually use. A lot of what I learned connects directly to how we communicate, how we plan, and how we show up as leaders for UMA. So just quickly on what they went over. So one of the very first ones, Leadership in Uncertain Times, was led by Ann Urisic from FIO Partners. The session focused on how boards lead when conditions are shifting. The main tool was the clarity triangle. I love that. What we know, what we don't know, what we're watching. They emphasize that trust is built through transparency and consistencies. Leaders don't need answers. They just need to communicate honestly about what they know and what's still emerging. Another big one, Boards in Motion. This one was led by Naomi Orsten and Empower Success Corps. This was in March. The session centered on purpose-driven board leadership during complex moments. Boards need to slow down, ask better questions, and stay anchored in mission and values. Our breakup group, which was so much fun, explored real-world organizational challenges, how boards can respond with clarity and alignment. There was 4 other ones, so I'll speak shortly on them. Engaging with the board. This one was led by Caitlin Small and Laura McDonald from Project Adventure. This workshop focused on board engagement. They reminded us that engagement isn't attendance, it's participation, curiosity, and shared problem solving. We learned experiential activities that build trust and psychological safety, and ways to structure meetings that spark deeper dialogue. Another good one was Digital Storytelling That Moves Your Mission by Julia Campbell. The session taught us how storytelling is strategic as a leadership tool. Boards should understand how narrative shapes donor trust and community engagement. We practiced 6-word stories and reviewed worksheets that help boards communicate mission and impact clearly. There was a lot of participation. The True Cost of Tomorrow, Turning Our Budget into Strategy and Story. This was by Lisa Thierer. This session reframed budgets as strategic narratives. They explain the difference between a balanced budget and a sustainable budget, and why multi-year projections help boards avoid crisis-driven decisions, which is why, Tina, I love what you put together already. We learned tools like scenario planning, revenue diversification mapping, and identifying financial pressure points. And then the last one that I went to today was at my lunchtime. It was by Claytoya Tugwell and Jill Smirkers from Positively Partners. This was one of the most practical sessions. They taught us about when change fails, that change fails when communication fails. So we learned that the curve of change pretty much. So shock, frustration, exploration, integration, and how most resistance comes from uncertainty, not disagreement. They introduced me to something brand new, and it was appreciative inquiry, the 5 Ds, and it's Divine, Discover, Dream, and Destiny. We practice the Bright Spot Bridge, which moves teams from venting to vision and action. So
need to take
across
that one
all of these sessions, the message was consistent. Strong boards communicate clearly, plan realistically, and build on what's already working. That's exactly the direction UMA is moving in, and I'll keep attending the IFT sessions and bring back anything that can support the work that we're doing here.
So let me ask both of you, right, the ones that attended this. So what do you think is, if there was, out of all those workshops that you both have attended, which one would have the most, if you were to teach, if you were to bring all that information back to us and have to teach like a work session, right, which one would be the most impactful that we could use right now? And why? Because they all sound pretty good, right?
Yeah,
They're
they do.
all obviously very much relevant to what's going on. I think UMA, because we feel like we're in a silo, but I think in community access television in general. But you know, I'm just curious, like, right, like which one would be, if you had to rank them, which one would be the one that, you know,
Just listening to Hilda, it sounded like
they're all pretty important. right?
communication and like, I think,
I like
but
that.
more than that, than the curiosity part. I don't know which one that was in, or if that's like a
The triangle.
smorgasbord.
The triangle one was the one that sounds like the most. That
I don't know
one.
if that was the triangle one or not.
No, I think yours is different. The one I'm
Okay.
saying, to me, I think
Okay.
that triangle one was the one that was like leaders have to have open communication, not have all the answers.
Yes,
But I think that's a
yes.
big one,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think that's kind of like a, you know,
I didn't attend that one, but that actually does sound like the most useful and practical. Like there were applications to apply to, you know, like the 4Ds, was it? You know, that sort of thing. That sounds.
I'm totally nerding out because I have training in appreciative inquiry. So Hilda and I, before we got on the call, we're already gonna have coffee because she's gonna tell me all these great things, and we're gonna totally nerd out.
Yay. I want to have coffee too.
I love that.
Tina likes coffee and nerding out too.
Yeah, I do. So let me, if I may, I want to ask this question before you get your answer, because what I heard was all of it was sort of centered around the same idea, or you're kind of pulling into the same center. So it might not necessarily pick one that we could actionate now. My question is, how do we activate all of this knowledge, right? So we have 2 board members going to gather all of this knowledge, and now we're doing reports on it, but what are we going to do with this? You know, and I will see, I've seen Hilda's notes, and they're incredible. So I guess my ask to the whole board is, what are we going to do with this treasure trove of knowledge? How are we going to actually activate it?
Hilda, do you have a quick summaries that you could send us of what you
that's
attended?
that's actually what I was going to ask at the end.
I do have summaries of all of the ones that I attended.
Yeah.
They're a lot more thorough. I wanted to keep it short for these meetings, but I can definitely send them over just because I think it definitely, you know, hit all of the topics that we were talking about. But I think the most important part was the other members that were engaging in it and just their comments on where they were sitting. Like, for example, the curve of change that we went over today. So the shock, frustration, exploration, integration. So that was helping boards understand how people move through transitions. And 50% of them were still stuck at the frustration and not able to get into that exploration part. So it's one of those things where it's just like, it's filled with a lot of information, but just being in the group and just listening to kind of their struggles, that interaction was just different that I can't put on paper. But I will share everything else with you guys to see.
Yeah, right up. Actually, right up. I mean, I didn't. You know, obviously, guys kind of jumped the gun on me here because that was going to be how I was going to end this part of the conversation. Was like, can we have a write up of what you have? But since we jumped right to it, yeah, I think it would be helpful to have a write up, right, of what was what. Obviously, I know it's hard because we're reading transcripts and we're not actively engaged in a lot of those live discussions. That, you know, that's what's so valuable about going to these. But I guess it also tells you too that, well, like hearing what you're saying, Hilda, right? Like some of those conversations about different boards, and you hear that they haven't even gotten past the frustration part, probably makes us all realize that, hey, thankfully we're not at that point anymore, right? That
Right.
we actually,
But do you remember that frustration
were at
point?
that
As soon as she
point,
said
right.
that, I'm like, oh, I remember that
yeah,
board.
and actually, and we were there for a while too,
Yeah,
right? We
right.
were, and so I mean, it does put in perspective that we may feel pretty siloed, but in reality, it's not just us. But it just shows you that there are different ways that other boards have been handling this. So it is interesting in my mind.
I would like to make a suggestion as well, if I may. My ask or my suggestion is perhaps you find time after your monthly board meeting for a half hour where you do something with this information. You do a group conversation, or perhaps there's some worksheets that can be emailed out
Oh, that's
where
what-
the
yeah.
board could reflect, and like that's what I mean by actionable things.
Right.
Like how do we activate this knowledge and strengthen this board? So I guess my ask is to focus on that continue to build those tools that you can have in place for yourselves.
I like to read those first. So yeah. So Hilda, whenever you can,
Yeah, that's why I like
right? I'd like to read first.
the idea
and
of a
then-
summary, just because then I could answer your question a little
Right.
bit better. But like, how could we turn that into something a little more actionable?
Right. I'm just saying.
I got you guys.
Thank
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying, that but then also finding the space to.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, due
Yeah,
time. I think
that's all I'm
first
saying.
first things first. I want to read,
Yeah.
right? I want to read.
You want to read a new book?
Yeah, I want to digest a lot of that information
Yeah.
first. Before,
I want to read it too.
And
I'm so
there's
fascinated.
still some more workshops too, and I'll try and
Yeah.
come up with the.
Yeah, because this goes till like
Summary.
June, doesn't it, or something?
I think so. I don't know. It's a few
Beginning
more
of June, I
left,
think.
so.
Well, I just want to say kudos to Felicia, because I believe Felicia is the one that sent me the initial link. Then she said, "Hey, you should send this to the board," and it already sounds like we've been reaping rewards for it.
Yeah, there's been really good speakers and really good participants. It was actually cool to see other people going through similar things and hearing their
Oh, I'm so
experiences.
glad. I don't remember doing it, but I'm so glad.
You do send me a lot of emails going, we should check into this. So.
No, thank you all for your work on that. Any other last comments, questions, feedback? Okay. All right. We are going to move on to still the old business. Just as a reminder that the volunteers are needed for the volunteer fair on May 2nd. I don't know if there's anything more you
So
want to
I
talk
believe
about
at
that.
the last meeting, we established that Hilda was willing to open up the marketing booth there,
Yeah.
correct? Yes. So Hilda's gonna open it.
And unfortunately, I'm going to be in Chicago, so I will not be even in the state at all. that
So if
weekend.
somebody is available to go, which by the way, you don't have dogs.
I was
so-
going to say I might be able to do that. It's a Saturday. I could probably do that.
Yeah, that was the day I needed to bring the stuff back to Uma after, right?
Yes. So Felicia, my ask is on Thursday. This event's on a Saturday. On Thursday, the marketing material and everything has to be prepared and ready for Hilda to just come and pick it up. So that includes the table, all of it,
Sure.
and whatever
I'll
you.
make sure everything's
whatever you want.
together, it's neat, and I might even pop in a few questions that would be helpful when you're talking to people. But yeah, I'll make sure everything's together for you.
And I want to clarify at this particular event, UMA is not necessarily looking for volunteers to help us right now, because that takes a whole thing for us to implement. This is a perfect opportunity for our board to engage board members, because we definitely need board members and some members. So I encourage, yes, absolutely talk about UMA, but your focus should be trying to get people
Getting
on the
board
board.
Yeah, of
Oh, yeah.
course.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's-
and
that's
any
our
of these
strategy
events.
number one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Any and all of
Any
these
and all.
events. Yeah,
But
that's
this is a
pretty much.
perfect. I mean, people are literally coming to find ways to volunteer in
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
community. So,
Yep.
we love volunteers, but right now our crisis is board members.
Yep.
So,
I may be able to go as well. So
I'll let you all
Yeah.
listen. You know, I'm.
Drake has a play, and it's.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were 2 sessions of the play on Saturday. I thought it was just going to be an evening one. So now there's a 1 o'clock.
So you're an
and
all day
then- so
mom
I'm
at
like,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can critique the second session and see how it goes.
And then maybe
I think we have coverage,
Okay.
and I appreciate it, Hilda.
Thank
I don't know if I'll have to ask James what time he'll be here till. I don't know.
where is it again? Is it at
Salem one, I believe.
the
No,
rec
that
room?
one's at the
Oh, right,
YMCA.
Oh, it's in the
That's
YMCA.
YMCA.
And how long does it run?
It's about 2 hours, I think, or so, right? From 2 to 4:30, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very short.
Right?
Although, if you go and help tear down, you
Mhm.
could actually just leave the
Could you
marketing
also get those
material in our
talking
vehicle,
points? You know,
Okay,
those bullet
yeah, I
points
can-
that we were
I can
talking
probably do
about
that.
and then we'll get it back
with
to
the
Uber.
Yeah.
recruitment?
Okay.
I
That
wonder
work?
if we should
Yeah, I
start
can help
using
tear
that,
down.
like I was saying,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
stuck on that, right?
That should have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, we can put that out there. All right, just to update the, also under old business, the Malden River Works, on Thursday, April 30th, Malden River Works is having like a walkthrough, an event over, I believe, over at the senior center. I'm just kind of reading the email summary from earlier today that I received that, on Thursday, April 30th, from 6 to 7, the Malden River Works is doing an update on the construction project that has been going on down by the DPW
Yes.
and the Malden River, right? So I'll be there, but I think I'll be there in my Malden River Works capacity, but I think also another good opportunity for recruitment at that. And that the event will include the project updates of what Malden River Works has been working on for the past few years. Since the last time we met, I think the last update might have been like a year or two ago, maybe. I feel like it's like a year ago. And so it'd be over at the senior center. It'd be another great opportunity, I think, in my mind, like I said, for
It's
for
very
us to do
informative,
recruitment. Yeah, for recruitment purposes too. So
My ask is that you send whatever information you can directly to James and Aaliyah.
sure,
I'll talk to Aaliyah after this meeting tonight.
I'll forward this email that I have.
Just do that. You don't need to send it to me because
Yeah.
my inbox is going to be full
Yeah.
anyways.
I can go over for 6 to 7 if I can get someone to watch my dog.
But
Looking at you.
I think the important part is that because it's at the senior center, it'd be good to use the control room and potentially put it on a channel line.
Right.
But again, I don't want to commit the staff without talking to them. But
Yeah, that's
right.
that I think this is a really good, informative program for our community, and I think it's important that we put it out there. But I don't want to commit them
Yeah.
without talking to them.
Yeah.
So.
I'll forward that email. Right, at the conclusion of this meeting, I'll forward that email to James and Aaliyah.
And I can be backup, but I'll plan to go just to say hello to folks and make sure that they understand that we support them too. So
What time is it?
So doors open at 5:30, and the event kicks off from 6 to 7.
Okay.
Well, the presentation will be
It's a
from 6 to
Thursday,
7.
right?
It is
Yeah.
Thursday. I think it's 2 weeks from now, right? What are we at the
Yes.
16th,
Thursday,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's 2 weeks. 2
I'm
weeks
sorry,
from now.
This
where
I
did you say it was?
apologize. This fell off my
That's the
plate.
senior
Where's the
center.
Senior center, I
Senior
believe.
center,
Yeah,
okay.
senior center.
I got an invitation from Marcia today, so
Yeah.
I was going to talk to you about it, Tina. Anyway, so
Who's our chairperson? Marsha Menard.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I'm very aware. I just don't
Oh.
know when I could address it. So.
All right. We also have under old business the board recruitment talking points. It's a one-sheeter. I don't know if Jonathan, you want to talk?
Just emailed it to everybody.
I'll be back.
Sorry we didn't get it out to you sooner, but everyone should have it in your email now. Yeah, check it out. It's something that Emmanuel and I kind of put together and to help people, like at this volunteer fair, for instance, just talking points. It's a one sheet, so it just kind of bullet points everything that we feel needs to be talked about, in a kind of casual way. We didn't want to make it too uptight.
And my ask is, like at our last board meeting when talking about when we're out there, I just want to ask everybody to just, when we do it, I'd like to debrief after, whether it be Malden River Works or the volunteer fair or whatever it is. I'd like to debrief with everybody and just kind of gauge, what worked, right?
Yeah.
What seemed like what resonated with people, what isn't resonating with people, what part of that, and then how's it flow too, right? Because we're testing this out obviously too, right? So it's like I've said, like a political campaign, right? Like we want to refresh our message as it continues on, as we continue to keep going to these events. We want to make sure that we're refreshing what we're saying. So it'd be very helpful to know, upon your conversations with people when trying to recruit them, like I said, what was something that stuck? What is something that we could probably explore even further, or what's just something that just was dead on arrival that it just did not resonate with people at all? So, like Jonathan was saying, that's in your inbox. Test it out, and if there's any suggestions before you start going out and using it, let us know. Feel free to edit as needed.
Did I get a copy too?
But
I CC'd you.
so.
Someone.
You
I
got
love
it.
it when I'm CC'd because then I get the choice of whether I should just delete it or not. Just kidding.
But yeah, so no, so just if we could always get some feedback and follow up about, like I said, what worked, what resonated, what didn't resonate with people.
No, I don't think it's a bad idea either if we engage with someone and say, here, take this.
Yeah.
Just so you have something to go home with and you can refer to it, look at it. If you're on the fence or whatever, at least you'll have some answers to, questions, stuff.
Agreed. But yeah, I think this should be hopefully a good guiding point, and as we get comfortable talking to people in the community, we'll just continue to keep building on it, right? I mean, that's the intention. So, okay, all right. Any other last questions, comments, feedback? Seeing none, hearing none. I will go under. We'll go into new business. Don't have. I just got one evaluation back today, so I didn't have enough time to put together anything for us. So I'm gonna have to table that, the review of the evaluations of the board of directors for right now, because I just got one more in. So I'll either have to call a special meeting or we'll have to talk about it at the April meeting of our evaluation. So we'll table that for now. But
It is April,
May. What did I say?
April.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Yeah, in our May meeting. I know that there is obviously other events. We can put this on a new business, so I can turn this over to you now if you want to talk about those other. If you want to
Yes,
segue
please.
back into that.
So as part of the board email, I asked the board to be aware of multiple events that we've been asked to attend or have a presence at, or have a marketing booth, or help, record, whatever that is. So I've listed them all here. This next Saturday, a week from today, or this weekend, sorry, my brain, is the Malden Green Fair. Aaliyah will be there as part of our partnership with MAPC, that contract we talked about earlier, to do video and engage the community in the cooling communications. But the MAPC has set up a space for us, for UMA to be present to talk to the community. I'm going to be out of town. I won't be here. So it would really be beneficial to have a board member attend that event to work the marketing booth. If somebody volunteers for it, then I can let Aaliyah know and she can help communicate and coordinate. Felicia, you had also mentioned that you might be able to go too, but we hadn't solidified things.
Yeah, that's the 25th.
Yeah, so it's a week from this Saturday.
A week from this Saturday,
I will be out of town. So.
I should be able to make it.
from 12 to 3.
Should be able to make that.
I can be there for the second half, but I cannot be there for the first half. So it would be another situation where I could get the bin together. If someone could take the table and the bin over, I could relieve you probably like by 1:30 or something, or come and join you. So it's an opportunity to hang out with me, but it will also be at Pine Banks. We'll be outside. They're having a recycling event as well. It's going to be a cool event.
That's the day of the
So
hazardous waste, yes.
I think I'll be available that day, won't I? I mean, I gotta do the hazardous waste thing.
There's a dog park nearby. I don't know.
Oh, there's a dog park nearby.
High Banks. I don't know.
I love that. That's all everybody thinks about now. Is
Yeah, yeah.
that
Hey, you can bring dogs. Maybe I wanna bring dogs.
No breaks.
So I think my ask will be is if Felicia and Aaliyah can coordinate with the board some coverage and get a commitment and figure out who can do it, I would ask that you coordinate that, right? The other one is the Malden Volunteer Fair, which we've already established. The third one is the biggest one we need help with. Well, because they're both, the third and the fourth are both on the same day at the same time. So We have the Maplewood Fest on Saturday, May 16th from 2 to 5 p.m. We need somebody to man the UMA booth for the duration of that event. That includes, it doesn't necessarily include the setup of everything. I think I could actually do that portion, and I can help tear it down, but I can't attend the marketing booth because I have another commitment at the same event. And then the chamber is holding their very popular Pints on Pleasant, and that is actually from noon to 5 at City Hall Plaza. And I don't think this is going to be a huge arm twist. We just want a board member to go
A beer.
and enjoy
Yeah, right?
maybe a pint or two max
Too
of
many.
beer.
Pint too many.
So that is the ask, and I do need a commitment for May 16th. Again, it's not so much about hauling the marketing material. We'll have a tent. We'll have the selfie station there. It's very popular. I've already taken care of all of the administration parts of the Maplewood Fest. I just need bodies at the marketing table. And both Felicia and Ali are unavailable that day, as well as I am. So
And I am unavailable as well.
I just gotta make sure that my daughter does gymnastics on Saturdays now, so I gotta make sure that find out if she's doing it in May. So I gotta find out what her schedule is before I commit.
And I am in Ohio.
Dang.
I can help out, but do I want to do 12 to 5? That's can I
That's a
do
lot
like
of
2
beers.
hours?
Yeah.
No,
That's
this
a
is
lot of drinking.
Or
No, this is
Maplewood
Maplewood
Fest is only 2 to 5.
You can sign me up for that.
Awesome.
Nice.
So
And
guys,
also,
can
I
do
should
it.
mention, I know Lori's not available either because she's part of the Maplewood Association, so
Yeah,
she's
I'm sure
planning.
they'd be part of that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hilda, I cut you off.
Nope,
No.
that was me. I was just
Oh.
gonna say the Pints on Pleasant is 12 to 5. The Maplewood Fest is 2 to 5. But it's not. We're not necessarily asking for the full time. But if someone could be at, I'm going to be at Pints on Pleasant because of my involvement with the chamber. I can do some setup there. I could potentially get over to Maplewood Fest, but perhaps I would need to go back and forth. So if somebody could come to Pints on Pleasant, you could park behind UMA if we knew you were coming. You could use the facility. You could show up and hand out some flyers, enjoy a pint of beer. But the Maplewood Fest, we also need someone sitting at the table for a few hours to talk to folks, to hand out those flyers around the summer workshop.
Yeah.
And it's just a stretch to do both for me. So, but obviously we need presence at both. So can you do an hour? Can you watch the table so we could get a break? That kind of thing. So
I'll
That's
clarify that the Maplewood Fest is a full commitment of 3 hours. Like, you don't have to be there for the full 3 hours, but we need coverage for the full 3 hours, right? So, again, I ask that you all work it out, but this is a priority for us, and it's probably going to be one of our best sellers for the youth workshops, and another potential to talk to people about joining the board. So this one we do need covered.
Then put me down for now.
I've
'cause
got you
nobody else
down.
can do it, so that's fine. And I haven't signed up for anything.
Okay.
But I'll find out. I can
Yeah.
let you know.
For Maplewood Fest, right from the 2
Yeah.
to 5.
Could do either. Preferably, I like to go where the pints are.
I understand.
Surprise. Well, but we are all talking about it. We're like, well, E-Man should do that because he's a schmooze.
Yeah,
schmoozes.
I'll have one at 25.
He's a
So I'm gonna put you down as a
potential.
potential.
Look like the Obama with the Guinness in his
That's
hand.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and my hope is to get down there at around noonish to show my face as well, and then probably come here and pick up everything we need for Maplewood Fest and take it over,
Right.
so nobody has to be responsible for that.
And then take down at Maplewood, would somebody
We
take
probably
down?
put it. We probably
Okay.
got it.
You'll be nearby. I know you just won't be representing them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
I have a different hat to wear.
Yeah,
that
I
day.
understand. I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the last one is a heads up that the Malden High School graduation is Sunday, June 7th. We don't have the time time as of yet, but James is looking for camera operators to help out on that. Jenny has done it in the past. Do you want to talk about it a little, just briefly?
I did it for the past 2 years. It's fun energy. We just take the equipment over and I mean, they gave me the stationary camera, so I just stand in the football field and watch the graduation ceremony. It's been fun. I mean, if nobody does it, I'll probably do it again.
I would be interested to help because I would hope that somebody would do the same for my son next year. So
Yeah,
kind of doing
yeah.
that kind of
So
stuff.
I will.
And I don't have,
So-
you
Yeah,
know,
you could-
any
you should
kids
put
or
me down as a
anything, but I just like
possibility.
the energy.
And I am on the committee that hands out scholarships on the day that those kids graduate. They don't know yet. They will not find out until the day they
I
walk
like
across
it.
the stage.
Well, now
All right,
they
so
do.
Nice.
It's
wow.
good to
Still
know
anonymous,
the
they
camera
don't know.
operation. And,
Yeah.
But I need to learn, so anything I need to learn ahead of time.
Thankfully,
if
it's
I
not.
well, Jenny learned on the field the day the first time
Yeah,
she
well,
went.
no, I did go through like a basic camera
Oh, did you?
class,
Yeah.
but honestly, you
Okay.
need like 5-minute tutorial because
Okay.
Yeah.
If
it'll be a
somebody
straight
can
shot
provide me
and
that,
just
I
like
don't know.
Yeah,
do this
so-
or that.
Tell me when.
What will happen is I will email James and say, "Hey, Eden, John, Jenny, and John all showed interest.
Okay.
Talk to him."
Okay.
You
'Cause
know?
they do like a main shot, and then like last year we had him and Aaliyah do shots from different angles, but then there's just that one center shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're not on the list, but just keep in mind, UMA is always required to have a presence at Juneteenth, Pride, you know, the major festivals over the summer. So, yes. Thank you for going through that. Thank you for your, you know, volunteering your time. That's all I had. And I will ask that you follow up with the team for pretty much everything. And I will follow up with James, about graduation.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we have come to the end of the agenda. We are not going to go to an executive session tonight. We won't. So, I know I have it on here, but I can't. I just can't do it. So, at this time right now, I'll take any motions. Sorry, if there's any last minute business or anything that people want to talk about. Otherwise, I'll entertain any motions at this time.
Motion to adjourn.
On Jonathan's motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Eden. We can just do a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Thank you all very much, and have a good evening, and we will see you next month.